Hi, it's Artemy. You can also call me Art, and you can find me at CU Artist pretty much everywhere. I've definitely mentioned that I started this comic in 2011, and so I just wanted to chat a little bit about the changes that you make as you grow. There are definitely times when I am like, this is how the story has gone, but does it need to go that way? Really asking yourself, if you wrote this when you were a child, what needs to stay? Some of it is just not essential. So really try and find a purpose for all of the scenes that you have in there. There's definitely a lot of stuff in the original comic that I do not stand by, and so I'm really glad that I've had the opportunity to change that. But there are some things that took me a lot longer to be like, does this need to be here? And sometimes the answer is yes. I don't want to go into too much detail, but there's a character who I have break off a relationship, and I was like, do I need to have this other character here at all? Is this important? Is this relevant? And then I remembered how that makes her so much more of a foil to a different character, perfectly. And now I'm like, okay, I do really need to build that other character up a lot more. But yeah, that's kind of an example of really try and assess what things do need to stay. And that can definitely be hard to make the decision to cut something. So originally I just had Winter's Discontent. And then there were other stories I had brewing around in my brain. I wanted to make a little short comic about an old man running a curio shop. And then I had a dream, and I made that into a big fantastical urban fantasy. There's these brothers and they're part of a prophecy. And then I also had a very basic, there's gay mermaids and they're killing shitty pirates who are throwing women overboard or whatever. And there's aspects of that story that I think are really cool. I was going to have the mermaids speak in pictograms, which I thought would be fun. But after I decided, oh, I want to smush these things all together and create one big story with them, some of it didn't make sense to do. A lot of the things I kept or adjusted to fully intertwine a little bit better, but the mermaids I did just end up cutting because they weren't adding that much more to the plot, and it would add so much more time going over them that it really was not worth it to keep them in. There's some examples of stuff I've either realized I should in fact keep in, or stuff that I am just okay, no, this doesn't need to be here. I don't need to worry about this. It's just going to add a lot more plot threads that I do not want to have to weave together well. I absolutely love stories where there's a ton of different plot threads and they just come together so satisfyingly at the end. I really like Full Metal Alchemist because of that. Another story where that felt so ooh, that was just, ooh, they just did it so good was American Gods. Just really everything, just things that you didn't think were that big of a deal just clicked at the end and you're like, oh my god, oh. I love those kinds of stories, and I want to create one. But oh my god, it is so much work. So, yeah, I don't know. Keep that in mind. Sometimes it is just fun to write cute little stories that aren't big, dramatic things. But I'm this far in now, and I do really enjoy it. So, I will keep puzzling over how to solve my own problems. Thanks for listening. I hope to see you tomorrow.